And to any customers out there that are not using this, I couldn't imagine not using these features. It would be very difficult to go back. Let's put it that way. So. I'm Jeremie Waller. I'm the senior electrical engineer at Quantel Laser in Bozeman, Montana, and that's part of a global company called Lumibird, and we have many design centers around the world. There's 18 mechanical engineers and about 22 electrical engineers in Lumibird that are part of the Altium 365 environment. It's pretty easy with Altium 365 to expand our environment. So we research, develop, and manufacture solid-state laser systems for medical and scientific defense-related industries. Yeah, I mean, our mantra, I guess, would be we're rugged, reliable laser systems.
I'm the Laine McNeil, the senior mechanical engineer at Quantel USA. This is one of our newest, and it's a fairly high power, high rep rate laser system. So it operates with diode powered input, but it's water cooled. But the circuit board components of it, when we got going, we have some covers here that we put together, and they're kind of interesting. We have a number of circuit boards that sit inside the system. There are some fairly high power diode drivers that we use, coupled with some control electronics, and then we have some other electronics that are used for regulation of nonlinear crystals that we use to convert the laser output to different colors. Before we were using CoDesigner, basically we would get a DXF file is what we would receive. We would then take the components and we'd have to go ask them, okay, how tall are these components, and then we'd have to extrude the materials up to get an idea, because we have some very tight fit applications that are going on. So
a collaboration tool like CoDesigner just really allows us to transfer back and forth easily. Not only does it help us design the space, but it makes for better assembly drawings so that people can build and manufacture this, so I mean it changes a lot of the picture here.
It's an amazing step forward now to be able to have all the exact physical geometry completely understood and known. Being able to see that allows us to prevent problems that we were having in the past. We have an example here of one of our lasers that was a collaborative process using Altium CoDesigner and Solidworks.
Having the collaboration tool like CoDesigner in there helped us with this board in this particular design. How did we get to this board, I guess, is a good example to go through. This is how it starts a project usually. I mean, you just have a rat's nest of components and in this case, we'll just pull a few of the important ones that we need to find location on right away. Because I need to get Laine involved and give me a board shape that fits in the space, show me where the mounting holes are, and we just got to establish an area where we can do components. So I'm just going to push it over to him for the first time so that Laine can receive it on his end, and he's going to do all the work for me, thankfully. It takes all the risk out of the process.
Did you get that pushed, Jeremie?
Yeah, it's got it pushed over to your direction, so I've got it in there. You can switch over to your screen.
Okay, so I'm pulling it in here. Right, this. So basically one of the first things that comes in with these gives us the opportunity to come in here and define the physical size and shape of the component. So that is the physical size of the circuit board that we wanted to work with. And then basically what we're able to do, I can position the component So with that kind of placement, then I'm able to come in and add cutouts to the circuit board. But one of the things that we often do is we will go in and add a feature on the board that's going to define all the keep outs. So I'm just going to define a new part at the moment that I will define as the keep out zone.
These are the features that are difficult. They're pretty obscure, random shapes and everything. The thing is, this usually is a lot of back and forth, but since this is a board that we've already went through this process, what you're getting to see is like, weeks worth of back and forth and arguing over shapes and space.
But it's going to have a lot of this information is going to show up in one shot and be pretty well done, so that Jeremie would be ready to work with it as soon as we're complete with this. Okay, so I just pushed it at this point. So what you're going to see is Jeremie will now have the opportunity to pull the system into Altium when the push is done. It's still in the process of collecting. There, it's done.
It's already there. All right, so it is fast. I mean, this is great. I would comment too, even when designs are pushed and updated overseas, our server's not even in this part of the country, so it's been really a good performing product. But I want to view the changes, see what Laine did on occasion too. So it's going to give me a list of the preview of what he did. So if I like everything that I see, I can just hit apply, and it's going to pull everything in there. Okay, so here you go. Here's all the changes he made. It's got everything I need to get started for the most part.
It would be impossible for a single individual focused on designing electrical circuits to be able to also at the same time envision all the detailed mechanics, because they don't have access to that information. And so this allows the mechanical engineer to effectively assist the electrical engineer in basically properly positioning things to achieve the most compact or the most reliable connection without a bunch of iterative problem solving and back and forth mistakes and fixing. I understand his challenges, he understands mine, and we work together to come up with a solution that works for both of us. And it's the thing that didn't happen in the past nearly as easily.
We're more competitive in the market now because we're able to get smaller. So now we're taking advantage of better PCB design technologies like micro vias and buried vias, and getting our circuit boards smaller and smaller. And at the same time, the space that we're working with in Laine's world is getting tighter and tighter. So it is definitely added to the quality and performance of our laser systems. And so it's worth every bit of time invested in learning the tools to allow you to provide those better products for your customers.